Welcome back. This is the KTN News Desk, and I am Akisa Wandera. We're on to a final discussion here as we head towards the tail end of the show. And the conversation now is on the soaring prices of maize flour in the country after the government ended the subsidy program that has run for 6 months since last year. Joining me in studio now is Kennedy Nyaga. He's the vice chairperson of the United Grain Millers Association. Thank you very much for joining us here on KTN News Desk. I would want us to pick it up from where our reporter Shadrach Miti left it from. He has been doing a number of spot checks looking at the prices of maize flour, the 2 kg packet of maize flour in various supermarkets. He's spoken to a number of Kenyans and has come up with 3 questions that most Kenyans are asking. One of them is, this subsidy program, was it very necessary for it to end?
Well, as a miller...
As a miller, of course.
Yeah. It was not really necessary for the government to end this program, simply because one of the things that we realized is that we didn't have enough maize in the country. And we had tried to push to see whether we can get an extension of this subsidy program. But unfortunately, we are told now it's a government policy. It cannot continue until maybe when there is a necessity for it again. So as such, we didn't have so much, would say. So we had to go back and start rearranging ourselves on how to run our small businesses. Immediately the government withdraws the program. Yes.
What situation have millers found themselves in currently after the government ended this particular program?
We've been caught up in a very tricky situation, considering that the government has been giving us this maize at 2,300 for 90 kg bag. And of course, they were also reimpassing the transport.
Yes.
Depending with where you've been allocated maize, the cost of transportation also was borne by the government. So once they ended the program now, we had to go back to the farmers. And considering that already the government had already started buying the maize from the farmers at 3,200, then what do you expect? There's no farmer who would have given you at less than 3,200. It's only recently we started receiving maize at 3,000, which we highly attributed to the back to school season that is there. I mean, you're a farmer, you need to send your child to school, so you need money up front. So, and we are actually anticipating that by the end of back to school, things might not even run well, because we have to offer better than what the government is buying from the farmers. So, well, I think there is a probability of even these prices going up. Yeah. We may not settle at what is there in the market right now. Because right now we are getting a bag at 3,000 shillings. That is in Nairobi. Together to that, on that, during the subsidy program, the packaging material went up. And actually we talked to the CS, and he told us there's nothing so far I can do. Let's try first to feed the Kenyans. Then once the program is done, he's going to see what he's going to do. So considering that there is high cost of packaging material, the maize is going at 3,000 a bag, and we are anticipating it to go up still, then we have no choice. All this is basically passed to the consumer. Yes.
But the other day, actually just yesterday, we saw the Agriculture, Livestock and Cooperatives Committee chairperson in Parliament, that of course is the MP for Tiren, Silas Kipkoech, say that millers should use the stock that is still there, saying that the stock that is there can last the country till about the end of February, before now we revert back to now the end of the subsidy program. What do you say as a spokesperson for the millers, from what the MP has said?
Let me speak for the small millers. I don't know about the big millers.
Okay.
Actually, the last allocation we got from the government was some few days before Christmas period. And I remember when we got this allocation, we were strictly told by 31st, nobody should be holding subsidy maize. And actually, some of people who had not paid for it from national cereals, they were told not to pay, because the CS didn't want some people to be left with the maize, subsidy maize, to go for the next 1 week. So for us, small millers, by 2nd of January, nobody was holding subsidy maize. And I want to say this categorically, that even you can be proven from the Ministry of Agriculture, no small miller and the maize. We were told by actually 2nd at noon, we must have given the returns of the last allocation that we got. Now, what the MP is saying, I'm not disputing, because I don't know about the big millers. The big millers and their special arrangement with the government. So I don't know. Maybe
so then you
they
think it is misleading as far as the small millers
as far as small millers is concerned, please, we are not in that category. We finished our maize, and actually we did the returns by the 2nd of January. But for big millers, I don't know.
We are in the middle of a harvest season,
yes,
as a country.
Yes.
The weatherman has said in a few months we might be experiencing drought.
Yeah.
As vice chairperson of the United Grain Millers Association, you say that the prices might go way up than they already are right now.
Yeah.
So then what do you foresee in the next few months for the common mwananchi, who this is a staple food for in their homes?
Well, basically, I think even when the government was ending this program, the reason was that there is a bumper harvest that they were expecting from the North Lift. And actually, whatever they were expecting, I don't think whether it meets the figures that they were projecting. And as such, the government went ahead. On 27th, when we had this meeting with the CS, I remember the national cereals talking of, like, they've bought like 2.5 million bags of maize from North Lift. And seriously looking at it, what is left there is so little now, because the small millers have to compete with the government. Government is buying, we are buying. And of course, for us to buy, we have to better up our prices more than the government. So what do you expect? You expect the prices will continue going up until the government realizes now they have to do something about it. But basically, I think the government can control these things, because we and talk to them. And we told them, though the government is not in the business of buying and selling maize, if they would give the national cereals the mandate to buy the maize and sell to us millers, then they will be able to remove the cartels of maize that are there. Because basically this thing is about the cartels who control, they bring the prices of maize up. And at the end of the day, what do you expect from the miller? Miller will do his own costings and put whatever he has to put his own margin, and he takes it to the consumer. So I seriously want to urge the government. I think they should look at this issue in a very critical way, because unless it is done, we shall be having every year in, every year out, there shall be a problem of maize.
Then how do they permanently deal with this situation as a government?
As a government, I think we and proposed as a United Grain Millers Association that if government would look at giving the National Cereals and Produce Board the mandate to buy maize from the farmers and then sell it to us millers, then what will happen? There is a cartel in between that they will have removed. So it will be very easy even to control the market, because we'll be getting the maize at a controlled price, all of us, all the millers. But now, if it is left now to the market forces to do whatever they have to do, whatever they have been doing, then I'm sorry, this is not going to end.
We should brace ourselves for higher prices.
Yes, true.
Thank you very much for coming into KTN News Desk.
Thank you.
That is Kennedy Nyaga, is a vice chairperson of the Millers Association of Kenya, saying that really Kenyans, from their situation as small millers, it looks like the prices of Unga might go way